Okay guys, today we are going to solve some puzzles in this book or some exercises, and we're gonna go with these. And I was actually solving this, but then my computer turned off and my recording stopped, and I was able to find the solution here by looking at this position. I recently created a chess course, and for now it's completely free. So click the link in the description if you want to check it out. I noticed that white has this weak square and I have knight that is out of the game. So I figured, okay, this is the path from which I can get to that square. And it is indeed the solution. And then I was like, okay, let me continue to analyze this text. Maybe I can learn something here. So bishop e1, he said he wants to preserve this bishop. Even though the bishop is weak now, maybe in the long term it's gonna get better. Maybe he's gonna push f3 pawn and g4 and then just put it on g3 or something. I don't know, to be honest. So let's see. Rook c7. So he sees that this rook is inactive, so he wants to activate it this way by doubling it on c file. Queen a1. Okay, it says a4 was a worthy option. I guess just trying to push these pawns. But it seems like it leaves b4 hanging. So what happens if I take on b4? If I take on b4, am I missing something here? Yeah, I guess he can just jump here with the knight, discover the attack from the bishop. Maybe that's it. Okay, so a4, a6. Just stopping these pawns. But why is a6 so substantial? And there is exclamation mark here. That's a good question. a6 maybe stopping b5, but he could have played b4, b5 in this position, right? If he plays b5, yeah, I'm not really clear on this, to be honest. a4, a6, why is it? But anyway, so let's go a2, doubling, knight goes back to reroute, I guess, to the better square. Bishop d6 also better position for that. Rook c3 trying to double a5. So after the exchange he's gonna target a3 pawn. Knight f4, a4. So he's fixing that pawn on a weak square, which makes a lot of sense. Knight d3, knight really wants to go to some of these squares right here, c5, b4, or in the center. Knight e7, pressurizing that pawn. So now we can take that pawn, right? Oh, we can actually. What am I? We can. So knight goes back to protect the pawn on a4, and also not to exchange that strong knight, I guess, unleashing the attack on the rook. Rook takes, and then queen takes. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, queen takes, that's logical. Knight d3. Knight again wants to go to some of these squares here, dark squares. Bishop a6, activating finally that bishop. and now knight b4. That is a mistake. It says bishop f1 was better. Activating the bishop himself. So let's see why knight b4 is a poor move. Now bishop c4. Now, yeah, I guess this bishop is getting very active now. Bishop b3. I mean, couldn't he done it if he plays this move, then you do the same? Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems like you can do the same here. But let's see, knight b4 and bishop b3, queen e2 and knight c4. Yeah, we have a lot of pieces in the black territory. So let's see what the text says. Black has made advances against white's stubborn defense. Okay. Like that there are small improvements for both players. Yeah, okay. h4. White had to give up a pawn with this in order to hold the a3 pawn. So it was better to give up this central pawn than to give up this pawn, because then a4 becomes a big problem. So let's see how that happens. h4, queen b6. Now the pawn is apparently doomed. Let's see why. Queen g4, rook e8. Yeah, why rook e8? Oh, because there was a skewer, there was a pin on the rook by the queen, so he was threatening to take d5 pawn here. So okay, rook e8, h5, h6 is stopping that nonsense, bishop f1, and now yeah, so this is the tactics that loses the pawn, takes, and yeah, this looks pretty easy now because this pawn is gonna be promoted very easily. So yeah, that's it guys, first exercise of this course. It's a very good course. It's more for advanced players, but it has individual exercises for weaknesses, pieces, and prophylaxis, but these exercises just give you random, so you don't know what to expect. You're just using your way of thinking to solve your system of thinking to solve this and to improve your positional understanding. So thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next video.